Hey guys, in today's video, I'd like to talk about an article that came out titled Shanghai Expats Rethinking Their Future in China. And it kind of talked a little bit about how the expat community in Shanghai is expected to have in the next 12 months. So let's go ahead and get started in this article. This was put out by that Shanghai. If you want to follow them, you can find them on WeChat and of course maybe type it in on Google or whatever to find them. And basically over here is talking about an online service survey recently conducted in Shanghai. 85% of foreigners said that the current round of lockdowns has made them rethink their future in China. I totally agree with that. What has happened here recently has been brutal. That's all I can say. It's been brutal, nonstop mass testing, lack of supplies, difficult to get your needs met, impossible to work or earn money. Shopping's been tough. Um, and it's just the way things are right now is unacceptable. I've never ever experienced this type of nightmare that we're living in right now. This is, I mean, you could literally make a movie about it and you couldn't believe how bad it is. I mean, we're in a city of just over 25.5 million people, and people are locked in their apartments for months and weeks on end. Um, there comes to a limit to what is acceptable and not. I mean, I'd rather spend a week in prison or jail than being locked up in my apartment for about 2 months. I haven't been, well, it's been almost over a month that can't work, but come May 12th, my job has been closed due to government policy until further notice. And as far as I'm concerned, not being able to work, not being able to do anything, yeah, could you go outside your apartment? Sure. But it's not the same as being free and to be able to move around, meet your friends, do what you need to do just to live life, right? Humans were never designed to be locked up like this. That's just, it's it's inhumane the way we're being treated. Anyways, so basically the survey went into more detail saying about Shanghai is expected to have within the next 12 months. 48% of respondents saying that they plan to leave, if not immediately, within the next 12 months, while 37% said that they want to wait it out and see if the situation improves. All right, so in my opinion on the 48%, I think yes, there's a lot of people who are going to leave based on this situation, but I also think there's going to be a lot of people who stay. Now, the other problem with Shanghai, the community having, is it's hard to come into China. So you also have a lot of people who are not able to re-enter. It's kind of like the U.S. China trade deficit. China sends out a lot more goods than they buy, and there's an imbalance. If the borders were open, I'm sure we'd have a lot more people coming in than leaving. There's so many people outside of China who do want to come back to China and work, but then there's also some who heard a lot of the stories who don't want. But I think if the borders were open, if people had the ability to get into China pretty easily, they will. That 48% might be like 20%. So it's hard to say, maybe leave Shanghai, but a lot of people might go to other cities. But in the article, it says over here that 31% said that they were planning to go back home. 22% said they want to go somewhere else in Asia, 12% to Europe, 5% to the Americas, and 14% elsewhere. And 44% of those are basically in the educational sector. So a lot of people will probably go to Vietnam, Thailand, possibly Japan, Korea, and other places to find work and make money, or just have more freedom. I know Vietnam is now open. You don't need to have to even enter Vietnam, but you do need that if you want to work. I was talking to a friend there. He has a YouTube channel called Ninja Teacher, and he talks a lot about jobs in Vietnam. Thailand, I don't know the situation too much. I don't really know anyone there. For myself, I plan to stick it out for a while and see what happens. I'm just not in a situation where I could just get up and change countries or even go back home to the US. So I'm just going to stay here for now, and who knows? And if other opportunities come my way, I might take them. Even if it's in another country, I'll consider it. Um, a person was just talking to me on one of my subscribers is just talking to me about going to Taiwan. Like, oh, Taiwan would be nice. But I don't really know much about Taiwan. I don't know the requirements to go there. Um, so yeah. Anyways, so this is what gets me a little excited right here. And I thought the same thing when I saw this article. So the exodus is almost certain to leave an abundance job opportunities for teaching positions. This could be good news for those who do weather the COVID era storm, as market forces should force salaries to rise. I totally agree with this whole paragraph right now. When I came to China, the average salary back in 2010 it was about 10,000 RMB per month. Then it was like 14. Then it got it up to like 16 back in 2015, I think it was, in Shanghai. Then I got it up to like 20, then I got it up to 22 by 2020. Now the average salary since the pandemic, and because it's hard to get teachers now, is like at least 25 to 26,000 a month after tax if for native speakers. For non-native speakers, maybe a little bit lower, depending on your negotiation skills, of course. But I could see salaries going up to even 30 to 32,000 a month after tax if this takes place, if Shanghai halving. So I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure salaries will increase. Not to mention with inflation, it kind of has to, right? So, all right. So yeah. So assessing the current lockdown mood. So conducted in mid-April of 950 participants. Um, so how long have you lived in China? I'm in the 27.4% category. I've been here for more than 10 years, which is over 12 years actually. Maybe you're in a different category, but in a nutshell, a majority of foreigners call the Middle Kingdom their home, uh, being here over 5 years or more. All right, so being here 5 years or more. Around 12% are kind of newbies, so less than 3 years, 3 to 5 years, kind of. Um, how would you describe your job industry? I think I'm not going to go into this part too much. I think most of the people I know are in the English teacher category. There are a lot of foreigners who do teach at international schools like math or science or history. Food industry, I know a few foreigners who do this, do cooking and stuff like that. Other might be people promoting entertainment, something unrelated to teaching, but all in honesty, most people I know are in the English teaching category. So how would you describe your current employment status? I think right now a majority of the people are in the full-time category. Legally to be here, you need to be a full-time employee with a work visa. I am a full-time, I'm also a part-time employee. I have two jobs, but currently I am not working. I'm just doing a little bit of part-time online. So right now I think a lot of us are unemployed, right? Or laid off, what do you want to call until further notice. So uh, has the current round of lockdowns made you rethink your future in China? So this is pretty important. I think this is pretty accurate. 22% said, yes, I want to leave as soon as possible. And all in honesty, I think as soon people change all the time, who knows? But as soon as these lockdowns end, people kind of forget things pretty quickly. Like as bad as the situation here is in Shanghai right now, a few months ago, the government did come out and say, guys, stock up. Have have more food, have more toilet papers, have more supplies. There's going to be a shortage. The Chinese government told its citizens to prepare for shortages. People didn't prepare. Uh, the government said this couple months ago. I remember it was all over the news. Chinese people were telling me this, saying, "Oh yeah, China protects its people." It told them to prepare. So people had warning. The problem is in China, most people they buy their food because like daily or like with every couple days because they like fresh. They want something fresh. They don't want frozen foods. They don't want frozen meat, vegetables. They want things that are fresh because it's healthier for you. But the thing is, under bad situations like we're in now, having storageable foods, frozen foods, is really important. So, anyway, so 26% said that they want to leave in the next 6 to 12 months. So, my guess is if things were to improve, that 26% would drop quite a bit because 6 to 12 months, that it seems like they're on the fence. Yes, 37% said they want, but they want to see if the situation improves, and 15% said they're in it for the long haul. I'm in it for the long haul, but for me, my plan has always been to leave China for a while after 2 or 3 years from now. I have some goals that I'm working on, so we'll see. Things could change, right? So I'd like to hear what you guys have to think about your future. Do you plan to come to China if you're outside of China? Do you want to come to Shanghai to work or live? Do you want to go to another city in China? Or if you're in China, do you want to leave China? If you're in Shanghai, do you want to go to another city and do you want to go to another Asian country? So I'd like to hear what you guys have to think. Please leave a comment below. Please hit that ravishing like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in our next video. And please check out my other video that I did recently titled, Will I Leave or Stay in Shanghai After the Lockdowns End? Thank you and take care.